Have you ever considered powder coating and you've wondered what's the best powder coating system to start with? You don't necessarily have a lot of money to spend, but you want to make sure you can get something that will do single coats or tight areas or multi coats very well. You don't want to break the bank. Today, I'm going to talk about the Cool Coat 3.0 from Columbia Coatings. Let's get into this review. Now, you don't even know who I am, but here's some of the work that I've done. You may have seen it online. Now, this does not mean that I know everything or that I'm a pro, but I'll tell you what, I definitely went through some hardships. You see, I did what a lot of other people did. I got the dual voltage powder coating system from Eastwood, and I did a few parts, and I thought things were great. And then I decided to do two-stage colors and noticed I started having problems, and then realized I needed a better system. At that time, the hot coat PCS 1000 from Eastwood had just came out. It didn't work well. We finally settled on the KFX1, which is a system that you'll see in a lot of our videos. We've been using it for just over 4 years now. It's basically an old school Gima clone from China, but it works, and it works really good, and it didn't cost $5,000 or $6,000. Now comes the Cool Coat 3.0 DPW from Columbia Coatings. When I first talked to Brian about this system, I was a little off. As you can see, it doesn't have all the digital controls and stuff like that that you would normally have on a newer fancy powder coating system. When you first see it, it's kind of visually like the hot coat PCS 1000 from Eastwood. So I was a little apprehensive. Now the system that I got has this little hopper. It's actually not attached to the gun, but you can attach it to the gun. The 3D printed piece on the top was something that I had Alan make, my 3D printer that does the powder coating vacuum kit. You just bolt it right to the side. Now, personally, I am used to a box feed system. It's a little bit easier to clean, and for me, this took a little bit of getting used to because it's not something out of the norm. But I'm going to tell you what, when I used this system for the first time, I was absolutely astonished. Now, for a system that is right around $1,100 shipped, I'm telling you right now, if this system, as good as it is right now, would have been available when we started and we would have purchased this instead of the hot coat PCS 1000, I don't believe we ever would have got the KFX one. There's really just no need for it. I haven't found a job that the Cool Coat can't handle. Now, I haven't done everything with it that I have with the KFX one. I haven't had that much time to do 6-tone wheels and such like that. I have been busy, but 2-stage, 2-tone, 3-tone, 4-tone, it works great. Works great for hard to reach areas. There are a few things I don't like about it. For instance, I don't like the hose. The hose could be much longer. I am actually more partial to these thicker hoses that are on most powder coating systems that are supposed to be grounded. I guess that black line in it. The hose on the KFX one is much stiffer than the hose on the Cool Coat 3.0. That I wish could be changed, as well as the length of the hose. For me, it should be about twice as long as what it currently is. Maybe not quite twice as long, but I believe that the other system that I have, the KFX one, the hose is twice as long. And I think with the stiffer hose and it being that long, I think it would be able to handle it. This hose kind of flops around quite a bit, so a little bit longer. And it might be easier to get a kink in it or harder to maintain just because it does kind of flop around a bit. But it does not change the performance of the system at all. Now, a problem that some people have is they run way too much air into the back of the system. Right here, your air inlet really doesn't need to be over about 30 or 40 psi. When you send too much air to the system, it makes it a little harder to regulate, and it will spurt powder out, and it won't necessarily be consistent all the time. So if you do get one of these systems, just make sure you put the proper amount of air in it. One of the cool new things that Columbia Coatings has are these new hose barbs. I can't remember what number this is. This is the only one that I've tried, and I don't know how the system would work without it, but I do know that with it, it's supposed to help atomize the powder more and help keep it consistent. Like I said, stop it from spurting out, but it can still happen if you don't have the right amount of air. This right here has been a game changer. I don't know how much it helps, but I know together with the system, it works fantastic. And I believe that they will work on other systems too, which is absolutely cool. But you definitely want to check with them to make sure. I'll leave a link to their website down below. Columbia Coatings didn't pay me to do this review. I'll be clear and transparent. They did send me the system to use to see how it compares to the KFX1, but I am under no obligation to say anything good about the system. To be completely honest with you, I sell the KFX1, so I would prefer to say that the KFX1 is better and that you should go purchase it. But the KFX1, even the cheaper system, is about $400 to $500 more than this system. So if you are looking for a good powder coating system that is very affordable and very reliable and can help you grow your business, you should definitely check out the Cool Coat 3.0 DPW from Columbia Coatings. I thoroughly enjoy it. It's become a second system that I use regularly, and I usually use it for first coats just because my KFX1 is a box feed, so I have it loaded up with clear, and I just continue to shoot clear out of it because I can hold more in the KFX1 than I can with it being a box feed than what I can with the Cool Coat and just having that little hopper. This is not a typical video, but I've had plenty of people on social media that have asked what system I use, what system I recommend. And while I do recommend the system that I sell, the KFX1, I have to tell you that it is probably a better buy to get the Cool Coat 3.0 or the KK 3.0 DPW from Columbia Coatings. Hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.